Hello, welcome to the documentary of The Mexican is King. Hola, amigo, ¿cómo estás? ¿Todo bien? Well, si necesita ayudar, ¿cómo está la color? ¿Cómo está aquí en México? Y todo indígenas, ¿cómo está aquí? ¿Cómo todo lo demás? Todo está en la vida. Todos se hacen como buenos, perfectos. Porque yo soy profesor en México. Y todos los hispánicos, latinos, todas se quedan porque necesitaron cuidar con los personas, necesitaron cuidar con los problemas, cuidaron con las lesiones como se están con todo, porque con su identidad es como otro color que pues, no represente como nosotros, como otros colores como está curiosos, porque necesitamos como el corridos, bandas, mariachis, tacos y burritos y chingazos, todo les abre. Gracias. Hey yo, it's Odyssey. Well, back in our own retake. I'm just considered if you're like part of that person who represents like Mexican Lives Matter or whatever that is, it's gonna make you feel bad, and you can go back to Mexico or whatever each country you're gonna have to be around, because we're part of the indigenous people. I'm serious. This is not the serious shit you're gonna have to feel in your life. But this is what I'm gonna have to tell you in the introduction of the song. It's about what color we in, because we're part of the Olmecs, we're part of the Aztecs and the Mayans. Don't then betray what you have. Betray these people what they have, you know? Do whatever what people we have, you know? Does people believe in faith? No, they don't. Because we only have a faith in believe in God because we have the greatest experience, especially in Jehuna Sarah. She's also a god too. You have the great oppression of everyone. No one cares if any culture you have. This is what you have to make it respect for yourself and their lives. Because people, they like to oppress you. Because we're part of this connection of these people. And by the way, feel like I'm just grinding out on the train where I'm going to come out as a cowboy, ride around under the scoops, and just get some cactuses and cut that shit down. Because I love it being around and all across the mountains. But nothing I can bake it deep, really tight. Once you're in that type of that person, you're just a good person that you have. Because you have the loved ones to reach out to others. Because we're big. We're bigger than I am since like we break their independence. You know? And we've never been originized since the Southerners of the last king. But that it didn't exist. Because God is all about the people of the Aztecs and the Mayans and the Olmecs. But if you keep people whoever talks about the religion people what you have is you, because we're one of those colors that we have is the mestizos, and that's what the color you have. But don't take it into strategy. Think of what oppression you have. Think of what people should not be thinking about what you open the mind of. Because if we're part of any culture that are Chicanos, family first, man. This is what are the people that you have to own to have kids, to own to have relationships. It's so important with these people and those color what you have. And you have the oppression with friends, and you have to be oppression with real people, like real brothers and real sisters. You know what I mean? Not step siblings and no fake siblings. And that's what people who we are in today's people area. Because this is what what you believe in. Because every people knows all the colors. Think about it. This is what happens when people can't get against you. You can't uptake a lot of pressure about this. But if you don't understand what kind of color that you're pressing on, just listen to good old mariachi songs that you've been think of. Okay? If you know what were your type of person who you like to be a king, is that you have to make your faith really respectful. Be more extreme in your heart of the body of the soul. And be more authentic if you're part of the Holy Mary to pray themselves. Because people do believe you. You know? Don't think too much. If you take this shit you have to bend down, let down in your body. Learn your lesson. This is what the people that were taking the worst expressions. Because if the next color and expressions, they cannot trace it. Because it's not the possible the word that you're supposed to say. You're supposed to say if you want to open up your mind, not just the people. Because we the people. This is for la raza. Because many people do have the belief in religion. Does people and the Chicanos do believe in what the colorway we have? Like, do we part of it in this country? Of course so, yes, but my mind and oppression. You have to believe yourself. Because there's no way if you have to open up your ass. Okay? This is what the people we need to tell you about. Because we always drink tequila, we always drink beers. All kinds of stuff that we have. Because this is what we have. We live one of those condos. Not cardboards. Because condos were one of those people that we have in those villages and ranches. Because we're one of those people we own. And ranch markets, we own them too. This is what the people, what you've been thinking on the whole day. Don't let the people pressure to feel bad. Try to be focused on your mind. And try to be hocus pocus. And skibbity scared on your butt. This is what the people will make. Don't take it too much on your color. Because you're part of the mestizos. And any type of you has a great color of the Aztecs. And the great color of the Olmecs and the Mayans. Because we believe in their languages. Since the early centuries. In the early centuries, we learned in different languages. But this is not the beginning where we hear in this area. Because we spoke too much in this greater area. And you know how my great-great-grandfather, he's part of the Native American in this land for years and years. Too many grandfathers, too many ancestors around from Mexico. This is all about these people. What this is a kind of this theory that we brought in. Because this is not the people where we're asking about the people you're trying to deflect it in someone else's business. These people is about the people. We have the people's nations first. But you should think about it first, but don't think twice. This is what the people. You need to gain your oppression. And you have to gain your oppression if we love chiles. Because we love picantes. We love manzanitas. Everything. Everything of what you have in for food. And all we do, we love burritos. We love tacos. We love menudos, quesadillas, any type of food, what we have. But if you take all of that before, you're my king. You're always going to be my king forever. You're always going to be my president forever. You'll always became a better oppression of the person that you have today. But this might be the good thing to represent this football Mexicano to own them all. Because sports is about we can stand up for to any type of identity that you have. But might be this serious. All of this, we just need to be more extreme fair that you have. And that's why we're going to have to fix it. And we're going to have to believe in their religions. So I'll let you know for the next clip. So enjoy for the song. Hola amigo, ¿cómo estás? ¿Todo bien? Ok, eso es todo serio, porque eso es como una comunidad. Eso es como nuestra... Muchas cosas como estar artistas y cortares, porque eso es estamos muy a la gente, porque yo estaba en eso como está el bebé, como está, dejó como los labor, como está aquí en el avión, como está el bebé, todo se pierde, porque no le necesitaron. Es como le tienes un mamá o papá, como necesitan como papacitos, como los padrecitos, porque eso es como importante, como se están como en la familia primero, porque esos son los colores. Necesitaron como estar, entonces eso como está ¿cómo se dice? Chismosas como y los negotitados, porque eso es importante, porque los colores, eso es como fantísima, porque eso es como esta foto, ese es artista. Todo no falta. Eso es como y sexo y algo. Es no perfecta, pero a veces se dice es como otro color como es este efecto. Pero tú no lo necesitas porque todo eso está bien, porque es estar en el horario, como las cosas como está perfecta, porque todos se chingan como cervezas, como 3 y 4 tiempos, como borrachos. Eso es como está inflante y todo y impulsa, porque ese está muy mismo, ¿no? Con nosotros. Y mis primos también, porque eso está muy... Todo se debe ser muy insignificante con nosotros. Por eso estamos muy efectivo como otros. Ahorita a ver, porque eso está muy como muy artista también. ¿Sí ves? Ese es como este color. Esa es la perfecta como tienes eso. Y este también. Ese es como todo eso es como metizos antes, pero con esta identidad es como en el poder como las personas como se están hoy desinfectar y las personas como está buen joven como trabajador y labor como el dinero como está reflejado en todo porque todo día como están trabajando como en los vineyards. Eso es como tan muy muchísimo como eso está comida y las cosas, voy a decir algo. Pero una cosa está muy peor, es artista, porque vivimos en Michoacán, pero eso es una misa. Eso está muy artista. Pero no necesitaron con los racistas, tú necesitas tú, porque tú eres muy reyes con nosotros. Pero eso es muy importante. Tu voz se necesita como más implacante y más inflactado como las personas buenos. Pues no tienes mal con los esos, porque como eso es una cosa que tú necesitaron que quitaron, porque como la renta como están en la puente, Esos están mucho curioso como les vienes allá. Policías no necesitaron. Que si me ponen a reto como abajo, eso es todo churísimo. Porque todos estamos caminando. Caminadas, como están viniendo las personas como más rápido, más impactante. Más por ellas mismas. Todo ese es el enferma con nosotros. Porque todos están en independencia con nosotros. Eso es otra manera de decir algo. Porque esos estamos muy grandes ya. Porque con los otros es otra vuelta no pasan muy curismo. Porque los espíritus se debe escuchar muy curioso. Pero no necesita nada más implicar todos nada. Tú necesitas un Dios como nos está ayudando como más cerca aquí en el norte de Sudamérica. Porque somos como reyes. Todos se van a decir esos. Porque eso. Pues estamos como otros como por colado y los mariculos. Eso se van a ir bueno. Porque necesita artista. Esos son como igual como está poder con nosotros. No, pero no puentes. Porque esos se van a decir algo. Porque eso se necesita como está más reyes con los familia y los niños y ya. Es importante. Ahorita me van a decir otra canción. Debe ser buenísima con los artistas como está de colores ya. Como las fotos. Perfida con los otros. Familia. Primero. Hey yo, do you understand what I'm saying to tell you in Spanish? This is like a horrible meanings if you see those. Don't take too much tragedy. Fall on. Because they would be like Llorona could be standing in the pond. You know? All these suspicious ghost mysteries can be somewhere else. And you know that shit could take anything longer. Any longer. But just don't make too much mistakes because you're gonna have to make sure what position are you in, or what person that you've been build on every people what you have. This isn't about any people what you have. This is what I have of the 13 reasons. You have to be the right thing, the part of the gang. You know what I mean? There's no fun you can have to do that stuff, all this because this is about us. And this is what the person, what position you have. Instead of being part of the hood, do what you have in your mind. Because every people are in this shit, it's going to make you feel ugly. You know what I mean? Every people has problems. But if you have any faith in your ass will not be doubted by anyone. This is what you're going to have to tell the story. Because we were talking about what these people, they own their lands and in this part of the area. It's kind of like the country that was owned by the people that used to speak any language that they have in entire centuries ago. But there is no meaning but the type of the person who owns it. There's no such thing with people in their land to take any type of country that you're diverse with. There is no such thing. What people will you make your mind? Make it what you feel. Believe your mind. Do how you feel. Make it in your mind. Be like Capone. Be like the only guy. Like one of the name, like a Mr. magic guy who wants to make it its own inspirations. Because we're getting tired of all those erotic stuffs. We want to hear is that we want the people to have the realistic meanings in the type of person what you have. But just don't jump off the area. Because that's your land and your great position that you're owning it. But this isn't about the people that you're grinding in. You do the right to people to feel like you're yourself as a great king. But the only position one way to yourself is that you will make extreme decisions. Okay. Okay, pues. Okay. Well, that's all my name is, you know. Your name is your name, you know. That's, you take a lot of earn. You have a lot of respect for yourselves. But doesn't matter what part of gang you live in, but you just have to make, you have to make it your standings. You have to make one of your winnable things that you make a lot of creativity that you have in your mind. Because if you do something wrong, you don't have to deal with it. Unless you're part of the criminal or something like that. But there's no such thing with people that made you deal with like as a person that had to deal with carteles. Because this is only the stuffs that create gangs. This is what happens. When every people there will be seen what type of the person who we like to be the king with. King of the carteles, king of the hood. Don't take it too much. You just have to make your body to blow on your heart. Just believe in yourself. Believe what you have in mind, what God says. Because everybody here for the people, they backtrace it. Then everybody had to watch their back and poo-poo you the people down in the fights. And they can be like realistic kings in the hood. And they will have to pull you hard as long as you have to be located one back, one in, and one out. There is no fun in the hood. You're not going to see that again. This is what the people that we demand to respect for the justice for anything what you have. Because this is what the people, the meaning, what we have it in the, what we have to believe in for fragility and freedoms. Because slavery families isn't even about us. Because that's that comes to one of my step siblings. That comes to one of my my blood siblings. That comes to my foster siblings. That includes anyone. Anyone would have that. Always because people made their mind mistakes for the people of the mind division of their colors. Because people attacked each other. People have that worst oppression that we have today. And people have their minds to create your identity mind and be awesome. This is what the people, you need to make your great experience that you have the fastest pace in your mind. But if you're a part of that color, be physical and be strength. That's your build-up plan. Don't take it too much from every people what you learn in your mind. This is what one of my blood types that come from is the Mexico City. That's the city where all those indigenous people that's for coming for us. And that's Aztecs and Mayans. Mexico City is the heart of the people, of the blood of Mexico. And that's what the people, what we made of. Because we're one of the arts of the people. Don't erase those generations. Just the people. That's it. You don't have to think too much about suicides, climbing out there down in the trees and just fall off. Don't think too much about protesting in their families. Don't think too much if you want to kill someone. Don't think too much if you're a part in the brown pride. Brown pride is king. Everybody else has to be at their own twist because brown is all around for us because we're kind of like it's brown. It's one of the indigenous colors. But every people have to believe in freedoms or forgery. Forgery is kind of a racist thing that you can say. But you have to make it up in your mind by believing you. But if you believe that this person who doesn't backtrace you, you make it up in your mind. There is no such thing with people, what they tell you. It doesn't mean if you have your family that who was born to it without your family. That is not right. There's no way what family you're with. But if you're a part of an vacation, there's no mothers, there's no fathers. You have to make a rebuild plan to make a better change to yourself. You just have to make it your way, as your own way. Like where all those babies they have to live in, were all those planes that we transport and deliver them back to their parents. And that's where these people, where they own it. Because people have to own the family. The step siblings and foster siblings. They don't own the family. But if you originally buy it, you're the only one because you're the king. And brown pride needs you if you're part of that family first. Every people has that indigenous minds because we're part of the nation of the pride. Because the reason why it's important to have brown pride is that we need to have these people to climb up everything what we have. And we have to climb up everything what we have to part of the gang that we need to to raise their indigenous colors. Because this is the people that we have to make up in your minds. Not people where you just like just snipe or shoot or fly out from people that you're trying to tell them to do. All you do, wherever people disrespect you, whatever person they have to climb their back. And that's it. You just have to do this for fun. You just have to do this to keep you on safety. That's it. That's the type of guy that you need to be owning one. Not just the people you're going to be afraid of. Because we're not even monkeys. We're just people where we have that. The great type of pain of the people that we have their own forte. Because we're one of those people that we are in as apomatics. That's what we're in. We're not just aliens. We ain't one of them. We're just aporotics. This is what the people what we have today. Because Mayans don't represent what those people we have. It doesn't matter if you're one type of people that you have to bring up something stupid. Because we ain't like that shit. This is what the people what we have to make it historic things that you need to make in your mind. That's it. Because I'm talking about the people who has their generations to keep your minds as brothers and sisters and cousins to like each other and talk to each other. But friends is all good. But this isn't about the oppression of our friends. This isn't about your family. and cousins. It's so important. Whoever those people who demand you, who just like to like flip each other, or like each other, or from tripping on you each other, it's all good. But this is all the man's in the hood, yeah? You just do what you follow, do what you can. This is what the people, they had to learn the lessons by the people that we own their minds. But if the people, they had to recap your sides, this is what the people what you have, especially for the countries of Panama, Costa Rica, or Brazil, or any type of the countries you have. It doesn't matter what kind of part of the king that you have in a part of your sides. But it's okay to have a part of your sides because you have the great sides of the people that you need to believe in. Not just master people, not just any type of people. Because it's the only people you don't have to become masters. You only have to become as 6 members in the hood that has to be leaders of the part of your gang and part of the people. Because you know why? Because we're part of those people who have labor rights. And we have one of those freedoms to take care of themselves. Because this is about the hood safety where these people have. Because we're the ones that goes, oh, hi! You know? Every people we can do that unless we can drunk. Every people go like, wee! Every people do it. You know? This is all the leaders that you know where you have this area. Especially for the entire cities, especially in around the king of the areas. You do what you can, you do what you can't do. That's your property, that's your thingy. If you own the city, you make the decisions of your sides. That's your differential talk, that's your thing. Don't take much of strategy to demand your disrespecting from your sides, because people take a lot of matters to disrespect anyone, because every people love to protest. That's what happens. When people can't demand, whoever takes suicides, whoever takes their forgeries, whoever they have to take down their slaveries, from your step siblings or foster siblings or any people you have. And that's only one person I know who lives from Salinas. And that's the one I know. And that's empest of the people who are from Los Angeles. Or people who are from like Chusipas. Or whoever people from La Piedad. Or whoever these people from Morelia. Or Querétaro. Or any city. Because you have to be believing freedoms or in forgery. Because people, for one of us, we need to be bigger and smarter if we could. Not throwing rocks, not going up on the walls, and not going around the bricks. Just horses, beers, and just keep a brown pride for all these people what we have today. That's it. The reason why we need to have leaders of the brown pride, it's all about the cholos and vatos, ensolados, mano derechas, and las jefes, and el correos también. Because this is what the positions what you may need. Because if you're really that supportive, doesn't matter if you're a part of the hood you have. Because it's on you. Because this is what the story what we have to talk about today. And that's the demand of the respect for the people where you need the good religions that you have. Because we're like the same religion that came from Spain. This is what the color fur is about. Because, or indigenous, That's like the real life of the people, what you made. And this is what the color is, what you made of. Because this shit, it ain't real. Whoever those people there are fake, don't take strategy if those people they're trying to be around with. Don't take too much on those Minnie Mouse or a different like, creative shit. And that's on one of the people on the Zamoras. Because Zamoras people can be wannabes. And that's on them. Because might be get really serious. If you're gonna people get in a fight, whoever people they're gonna take on the homies to get in to knock you down, they'll knock you back. This is what happens when people they people don't believe in freedoms and forgery. Because you're a part of the people of the step siblings that you did disown you. And your real parents aren't gonna disown you if you're gonna be owned one by foster parents. Because we're one of the lost people. Because we don't have any people what we have. But if we have real siblings and real family, we're the real king. This is what how happens. If you make it a difference to the La Raza, that comes to the mind. For every people, like Cesar Chavez. Because Cesar Chavez, he's the only king. For one of us, for the Chicanos, and Mexicanos, and todos. And that's about it. I'll let you know about the next song that we're going to premiere. And this is going to be the last one we're going to see. So, hope you might check it out. Hey, yo. Well, just make a lot of surprise to many people. Because people, they need to believe what color you need to be in. This isn't the people. They have to take their lives matter. This is for us. We were big. We need to make a lot of attention if these people need to be others. Because this is very serious. Because all the stories that could happen, it's not on the people. Because a lot of people have like crazy oppressions or crazy people. Because people that believe in a different color. That's not right. You just need to make yourself to believe in your family. And that's it. Because this is what the people where you need to gain extreme expressions to be around with. This is why we need to have extreme faith with punches and faith. This is what the people that you need to oppress, to keep the core in and out. Because we're one of the fastest, and we're one of those people we need to have to gather together. Because this isn't about the giving people what we have today. Because we're dangerous. Because there's only the people that haven't lost their homes and lost their families for a while, for years and centuries ago. This is about the people. You just need to fly up there. Because we know this place is poor. Because we don't have any places to come out. And I know those prices is getting expensive because foods and any type of stuff is getting way too serious. And now we have to head to the west because we need to see the people to pay their oppressions and pay their food and pay their price for the people that we need to live in today. Because we need to have this great connection that we need to have it today. Because these people, they need to be thankful about. Not just the people we need to give out something really crazy stuff that you don't want to think of. Because we're part of the people. That we can build up as statues of the Mexicanos. Because we're the praise of the people. To give ancestors for the people that we have today. Because this is the country we live in. To become the next peoples from across around Asia and across around the area from the Pacific Ocean. Because we lay down in the river a lot. And way down in the beaches, a lot. This is what the people. Cross the boats and up towards the border. It's not a choice. Slavery is not a choice. Do what your mind you have. Because you're a part of the brown prider. And you have to believe in freedoms. And forgery is also. But if you don't believe it, believe in your mind. If you're a different person, you will not be allowed to be a king. Any people should respect, and there's for forgeries and people's property, whoever people who are slave masters, whoever those people who have labor rights, whoever those people who have their demandable rights, whoever those people who have their forgery rights, whoever those people who have their faithfulness rights, whoever people believe in slave trade rights, whoever those people who present for any people what you have in your mind, don't think of yourself. Think what you have in a connection today. Because there's a lot of diverse people going on with those people we needed. And people need you. Because we're one of those people that we need to have great connection that we have today. And we learned something today. This is what the people, we need to make this up. From your group, for your grand behavior, for your grand things that you need to build up of. And you have to make something grateful who you need to open pressure from your minds to believe in people and believe in people's arts in the southern border of Mexico, because this is what the people that we have in indigenous for a long time, and we have like one of those oldest presidents for a long time, and this is what the people, what the colors we made of. That's why we believe in color. That's why we have to change their minds. As long as we don't have labor, we pay low. We don't want to go lower. We don't want to be raised as people. What they need to build up more houses. People, they need to build up more people to be on the across around towns, across the people's listeners. This is what the people, what you need to have today. And that's it. I would like to say to people, thanks for joining us to watch this movie. It's been a grand time and I've been seeing you. You know? And just for any other people, just stay strong, stay living, and stay believing freedoms and forgeries. Because we're trying to help you to have to build your Chicano communities. And my little sister, she's been real. And she's been believing in Chicano communities. And that's what's the people and my real feelings to connect each other for as freedoms. This is why the people to have their respect for others. And that's it. Whoever these people can't respect you, that's okay. Have your mind going, think about it first, and have your family to figure it out, to talk one in and one out. That's your behavior. And that's why you have what color your skin you have, what your position you have. Because we don't believe in what other colors to the demand to respect you and demand to respect for whoever these people cannot respect you, who cannot people who just sit there and just straight things around you. Just believe in you. Believe in your family. Believe in your primeros, because we're the primeros in the family. Because la primera, sus 13. But so norteños, they're segundos. The rest of the hood, that can be last. It doesn't matter what kind of hood you have, because you have the nuestra familia in your heart. But nuestra familia is the third, because you never know. you're going to have to stray in and stray out. That's why people had to watch their backs. And that's it. That is why we're part of this community guidelines to one of us in the hood. And that's it. Just stay calm with your communities and be grateful. Once you're really good at that stuff, make it tougher. That's it. And thanks for joining us to watch this movie. And thank you very much. Adios.